Never underestimate the power of just training your horse. Now, for example, here I am with one of my students. I'm just having them do a little bit of groundwork, teaching them how to breathe, because if you can't, do these exercises on the ground, then it's not going to be able to carry over magically into the saddle. So I usually always have them start on the ground, and then again, I bring it into the saddle. So the best thing that you can do is actually ride your horse on the lunge line. Again, this horse is bitless, and I'm just working on developing the rider's seat and leg aids because the reins is just, 10% of what we do. So that is something that we can correct on the lunge line, and that way the horse is stress-free and the rider can actually just focus on themselves. So the best thing that you can do is take some lunge lessons to develop your seat and your legs and be independent from your reins. And then once you've kind of mastered that, then introduce, having the reins. So you should be able to walk and trot, make transitions with your seat and your legs, and, among other exercises. So that is something that I highly recommend that you do.
So, of course, one of the most important things which everyone ignores is the fact that you need to actually learn how to ride. So instead of investing your money in bits and gadgets and thingamabobs and what's-its, you need to invest in good lessons, like with a really good coach, with a really good riding instructor, good trainers. But to me, just training your horse doesn't actually fix the problem, because if your trainer can go and ride the horse, doesn't mean that you can go and perform the same thing. So you need to be taking lessons along with learning how to, train horses better and all that stuff. It's all interconnected, okay? It's all linked together. So it's not just, go and diagnose a horse with such bit and different bit and this bit and that bit, or bitless or what, okay? You need to learn how to ride. You need to take some lessons. You need to get a good coach, and you need to learn how, not just sitting on a horse, not just sitting and looking pretty, but how do you actually function with your horse, and how do you train your horse, because when you're riding, and I talk a lot about having soft hands, okay? And unfortunately, soft hands takes years and years to develop, but it is something that even if you've been riding for 20 years, you can relearn this, you can learn how to do it correctly, you can learn to use your seat and your legs more than you use your reins. I have other courses available, where I dive more into that, so I'm not gonna go too much into it, but I do just really, really wanna stress the importance of that. Like, you need to learn how to separate your right hand from your left hand, so that way, because for example, I'm right-handed. So I subconsciously and naturally, I pull stronger with my right hand than I do with my left hand. So, I had to brush my teeth with my left hand or eat my food with my left hand. I had to sort of retrain my left hand so that it was a little bit more balanced and equal with my right hand. So that is something, as horse riders and as horse trainers, we need to do that, and we need to do that for our horse, because our horses are also rider left handed, footed, whatever you want to call it. And so, us subconsciously pulling stronger on our right rein versus our left rein, it does actually make our horses fitter or stronger to that side. So we need to be equal, we need to be balanced, we need to teach our horses to be equal and be balanced, not to favor one side or the other, or one hand or the other hand, or one foot or the other foot. And so, I can't expect my horse to do something which I myself cannot do. So that is the main point of this, is that I just want to stress, get a good coach, learn how to train your horses, learn how to ride correctly, learn how to separate, right hand from left hand, learn how to use your seat and your legs, because your reins are actually only 10% of what you do when you are riding. So, that's just the horse's head. That's it, that's 10%. There's a whole lot of horse there. It's 90%, neck and shoulders and body and bum and, the legs and everything, 90%, okay? And that 90% is with our seat and with our legs. So right now, if you are riding 90% reins, which is what most people do, and only 10% seat and legs, you got it backwards, okay? You gotta switch that up. You need to ride 90% seat and legs and 10%, like this much, itty tiny bit, with your reins, okay? And that is where bits come into play. So if you are riding with the 90% reins and legs, then you can start diagnosing different bits in order to kind of help with the training of your horse. But until you are at that stage where you are 90% seat and legs, then I would say you don't need to be diagnosing a bit to your horse. Your trainer doesn't need to be diagnosing a bit to your horse because you're the one riding it, not your trainer, okay? So the problem is not the bit and it's not your horse. The problem is you, okay? It's your riding, it's whatever it is you're doing with your hands. If we solve that, then you can go and start researching bits and bit lists and all that stuff, and then you can make an educated decision about which type of bit is best for your horse.